Hey there, my name is Dr. Deborah Lucovich, and I am a depth psychology coach. I teach people the language of their unconscious so they can harness this deeper source of wisdom, since science says we only know 20% of what's going on in our lives. So I have a lot of knowledge. I have a master's and a PhD in depth psychology, which is the study of the unconscious. But what makes me a great coach? So I've been thinking about that. And I thought first I would read something one of my clients said. So let me go back here. And this is a testimonial from one of my clients. Before I met Deborah, I was in a dark place, unable to recognize verbal abuse in a close relationship. Each session with her was transformative. She helped me feel important, stand up for myself, and make choices that were best for me. Through active imagination, dream work, and her confident guidance, I learned to understand my emotions and be curious rather than judgmental. Now I know I matter, have a voice, and see the truth in situations. I no longer accept undue blame, apologize for taking up space, or hesitate to choose for myself. Reclaiming my power and voice has profoundly changed my life. So I don't know if you can relate to any of that, but there are some key things in there. I am super curious about you. You're a novel, you're a Netflix series, and you're super interesting. And you're meant to bring something to this world, but sometimes some things get in the way. Maybe things our parents said, or bosses or teachers said. So I thought I'd start that way. And then I was thinking, why am I a good coach? And I know I'm a good coach. Well, my first career, I was a financial planner. So this might not seem to be relevant, but as a financial planner, I had to listen so that I could truly understand what my clients' dreams were for sending their kids to college or buying the home of their dreams or wanting to start a business or retire. And then I had to develop strategies to help them make good decisions. So I had to influence them to follow through and execute on those strategies and hold them accountable. And then they were so happy when they did years later. As an activist and nonprofit director, I inspired people to do good. So, whether it was through their dollars or through their activism, I inspired people that there was something bigger that they were part of. And then in my last business as a consultant for nonprofits and schools, I helped 70 of them. My job was to help them confidently engage the community to help them achieve their goals. And so I took on a couple nicknames. People would call me the cheerleader for nonprofits and schools. And they also said I was a therapist organizationally. So I guess I've always had this ability to see beneath the surface and see the invisible dynamics that are impacting individuals and also groups. So then my personal life fell apart, and so did that very successful business. And I had a synchronicity. So, this is the first time I actually listened to my unconscious. And I followed an irrational calling to go get that master's PhD in depth psychology. So, the interesting thing is, I lived all of those concepts in real time, from being in the grip of a complex to having my dark night of the soul, and then to eventually unleashing creativity and here, and this is part of how I'm creative. So, but it was my unconscious that held all the answers. So why am I a good coach? Well, because I can relate to a lot of what you're going through, and it might not be exact, but we sort of have like these unique versions, our unique experience of being human that touch on universal experiences. And I'm able to understand what those archetypal stories are that you are living in a very unique way. So, why am I a good coach? I'm super curious about you and your life. And I'm also results oriented. And I also am direct. Many people have said, I can say things to them that nobody else can get away with because I care and because they trust me. And sometimes they don't trust themselves. So I'll ask them if I can hold their trust for them. So that's why I'm a good depth psychology coach. And I thought I'd end by sharing one other testimonial. This one is written by a man. I love working with men. And here it is. After exhausting conventional therapy, I realized I had traded happiness for societal notions of success. Then I met my depth psychology coach. Through active imagination and dream analysis, I broke free from a self imposed prison. Unlike traditional therapy, our sessions explored taboo topics and unraveled the complexities of my psyche. I began to believe I could live on my terms, even trading a high status career for genuine fulfillment. Now I recognize the impact of my thoughts and reactions, rediscovering the joy of living free from societal expectations. So I love this testimonial because he brings in dreams, and dreams are one way our unconscious speaks to us. But our dreams and our unconscious speaks in metaphors and symbols on purpose to get around your defensive mind that doesn't like change. So you can learn more at deborahlukovich.com. Please subscribe. I have a whole host of articles and podcast episodes that you can learn from for free. And I also put all that together in a depth psychology resource guide that you can purchase on my store for like, I don't know what it is, $7.99. And all of my free resources are organized by topics. So if it's relationships or sexuality or spirituality or creativity, you can find the content related to those topics. So I hope to see you joining my email list. Take care.